Today is March 30th, 2026. Looking at the dollar index here. As you can see, this area we marked out was used and respected for a push higher. So since we respected this area, this high was tapped into. Our next objective, all else equal, is this high right here. We do have this imbalance. So first we would look at, I guess, to see how we use these levels. And if that pushes us higher, do we close above or wick through and return back into the range? So we're looking at these premium levels. That's a little too much, so I'll delete these off of here, but I want to see how these are used. Do we close above, come back, tap into them, and use them to push higher? Or is the market reluctant to get up there? So we'll just have to wait for more information. I think this high is definitely in play. So moving on to oil. Again, I think we will make it at least up to these highs. 153.39 would be a good objective, and 150, just around there. I would expect that to play out. We want to see it close above this midpoint of this premium wick, or yeah, above this area, so we can come down and tap into this. This was our new week opening gap, so we'll reshade this. But we're watching to see if we just tap into this 50% level of that premium wick on the daily, or do we fail to get up there and return lower? I'm obviously very bullish on oil and have been for some time, so that's what we're looking for. I would hope that we don't just get into a consolidated range here, but given recent news and things like that, I think that the volatility will continue, and we should be able to get that push higher. So on the index futures here, as you can see, as I talked about last week, we opened in this range, did not trade above it on a closing basis, or we did wick through there, but the candles closed within that range, and we rejected lower and did tap into these lows here. So that is our first objective that was hit, and from here it is hard to say. So if we can keep this kind of gap here open, I want to see it use this new week opening gap this large gap. If we create an imbalance over top of it, I would want to see it tap into that, remain sensitive to a discount, stay below the midpoint here. And then look for these lows. So yeah, everything we talked about last week looked well in regards to our analysis, but moving forward, we could see a consolidation in here since this low was already taken out. And the reason I'm saying that is because NQ did not follow suit here. So these lows remained. These relative equal lows. So we could see it want to come back down there and get into there. But, the start of the week, I could see it just remaining in this tight little range. Same thing here, using that volume imbalance. I could see us supporting or having some degree of support in this new week opening gap down here. Sorry, I just hear water dripping in my ceiling. This is not good. Sounds like it's pouring rain above me, but it's not happening outside. A little bit concerning, but we'll continue. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for. If we want to come back in, tap this area, kind of hover around that range. Same general principle here. We could come up, see this high of last week's new week opening gap, just to kind of do a run on shorts, since we had that large weekly candle to the downside last week. What else? YM, the lows were hit. That's what we're looking for. Gold looks terrible. Silver, same thing. I'm looking at this imbalance right here. Oh my goodness, there's a leak. Okay, I have to go take care of this. That's all I have for today. Be safe and God bless.